Kenta Amamiya, the legendary character designer and director behind Jetman, Hakaider, Kamen Rider's Black, Zero, and J, creator of the Garo franchise, and creature designer for Shin Megami Tensei 4. Toshiki Inoue, the infamous writer that apparently saved Super Sentai with Jetman, the mad lad behind most of the early Heisei Kamen Rider shows like Agito, Faiz, and Kiva. He also writes for quite a bit of anime, even head-writing Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 of all things. These two have crossed paths before, but what would happen if both of them got together to create a Toku series with no restraints from Toei? And not just any Toku series, but one aimed at adults, like Garo. Well, you would get both creatives at their simultaneous highest point and lowest point, Shougeki Gouraigan. Shougeki Gouraigan is a 13-episode Tokusatsu series from 2013, co-created by Kenta Amamiya and Toshiki Inoue. This show uses the raw, unrestricted talents of Amamiya's art and directing, plus Toshiki Inoue's unique style of writing, along with an incorporation of a side of Inoue you don't see too often, his Buddhism. The Buddhism influences can be seen all over the visual aesthetic and mythos of the show, even in the battles, as images of Buddha with mandalas unique to each character stand next to the combatants, along with the series often using themes of human imperfection, conquering one's own emotions, or finding balance in your psychological being, which are all major aspects of Buddhism. Despite this neat personal touch from Inoue, nearly everyone I've seen talk about this show doesn't really like it. The show has its fans, don't get me wrong, but a majority of blogs and social media posts I read about it often say the show's humor is vapid and relies on style of its visuals over anything of substance. Would I agree with these points? Let's look at the show's actual contents before we find out. Shougeki Gouraigan's premise revolves around an intergalactic spiritual conflict between three factions. There's the Hakaribito, godly beings from the world of Choshinkai, there's the Megi, villainous yokai-like demons, and then there's the Hikaribito who've fallen from holiness and have been banished to the land of exile, now bearing the name Karagabito. There's two main characters we follow, the first being the narrator of the series, Hitomi Kai. She's a gloomy and depressed teenage girl living with her grandmother and working at an antique shop after her parents died. She consistently shelters herself from social situations by putting on headphones and tuning out everything with some traditional Japanese comedy, which, if you replace Japanese comedy with stupid YouTube videos, is basically me. The second protagonist is Hikaribito Go, the main hero and mascot of the show. He's very loud and talks in a goofy old-fashioned way. Go was assigned to transport prisoners from Go Shinkai to their sentence at the land of exile, but on their way there, the ship was attacked by giant Megi, which Go was able to defeat, but the ship sustained too much damage and crashed into Earth. 5 Karabito prisoners the ship was housing escaped into chaos and are now chilling on Earth, the most important of which is the nefarious, cold, and calculated Jin, who used to be best friends with Go, but are now eternal rivals after Go's significant other, Rin, had an affair with Jin and disappeared. He takes the identity of a CEO to amass power in the human world and learn more about it. Jin is the main antagonist for most of the show, occasionally commanding Megi to kill people and calling upon the 1,000 soldiers to go destroy Earth, but most of the time he chills in his house while having sex with his secretary, because that's the easiest way to telegraph that this show's for adults and that he is a sinner. Jin is played by Black Condor's actor from Jetman, Toshiharu Wakamatsu, which makes sense since he does have a Jetman-esque love triangle rivalry with Go and Rin. They even have similar color schemes and personalities to Ryu, Guy, and Kaori for Jetman. Since Go can't stop Jin and the 1,000 foes alone, he recruits the other 4 Kagurabito that escape by combating them and sparing their lives if they vow to serve him in justice. As for the other 4 Kagurabito, there's the wild alcoholic Rai, who takes the appearance of a popular rock star and uses his charisma to amass a huge harem, the vanity-obsessed Sho, who takes the appearance of the most beautiful woman she sees, there's the warmongering tech bro Geki, who becomes a fighting game legend in Beat Kaiser EX, and the beefy gun-wielding samurai Gon, who goes out to hunt and exterminate all Megi, no matter if they're good or evil. Now these sound like pretty basic character archetypes you have here, but what makes Shougeki Gouraigan nuts isn't with the base concepts, it's the execution of those concepts. You see, these characters revel in their archetypes, taking their personality traits to the extreme. Shougeki Gouraigan is not subtle with its comedy, drama, or anything else. For better or worse, it's loud and proud of what tone or message it wants to express, which makes it an entertaining and at times insane watch through. If you can convince your friends to watch this show with you, do it. You'll probably have a lot of fun experiencing the show as a group. Results may vary though. Another interesting thing I find about Shougeki Gouraigan is that it could be seen as a neat companion piece to Garo. Think of it this way, while Garo was trying to be a more mature Kamen Rider series, Shougeki Gouraigan was trying to be a more mature Super Sentai series, which makes sense as both of them have the same creators and Garo was experiencing a huge swoop of content at the time, so a companion series seems like a smart thing to to produce. I mean, not only did it have 5 multicolored warriors fighting for justice, but it had a famous Sentai writer writing it, and it had the wacky humor and episodic plots that Sentai was known for, but with a more raunchy edge. Hell, the show ends with the most Super Sentai ending possible that you'll have to see for yourself. However, Shougeki Gouraigan wasn't a big hit in Japan compared to Garo, with very little merchandise being produced for it other than some jewelry, one figure of Go, and a popular pachinko machine, because every Japanese-based series needs a pachinko machine no matter how popular or obscure you are. While it would have been nice to see Shougeki Gouraigan reach the heights of Garo in popularity, I think it's more interesting as a weird one-off series by 2 of the most acclaimed tokusatsu creatives at their most unhinged without the concern of bigwig producers or children to watch out for. Is it absurd? Yes. Is the humor crass? Yes. Is the story just a love triangle plot on crack? Yes. But dang it, it's genuine. It may not be Amiya or Inoue's best work, but it's them at their most honest. Not to mention, this show legitimately has some hype action, and outside of some grown-worthy perverted humor, there's some good jokes in there. Shougeki Gouraigan may be an acquired taste that isn't for everyone, but if anything I said has interested you, I'd recommend giving it a watch. Before I peace out, special thanks to @CherryCrush on Twitter for helping me write this script. Seriously, thank you so much. You're such a big help with making this video a reality. Thank you so much. Just thank you.